Hello and welcome. My name is Travis Nemo. I'm a professional comic book artist and illustrator, and I am here today to talk about the newest update for Clip Studio Paint Pro. I made a video about it last week, kind of giving some hype for this. And I'm just gonna do a quick video. It's not really gonna be a review because it just came out today. And I am not a Webtoon user. However, I actually will hopefully take advantage of these new templates very soon. Actually, I can't really talk about it too much yet, but as far as I will end up trying out these templates. But I can still go through the new features, and we can kind of take a peek at it. In the first one, we're going to take a peek at is going to be the time-lapse feature. But before I go any further, if you have not already, please consider subscribing to this channel. Also, if you do enjoy this video, make sure to like this video. Also, a little bit of other good housekeeping. I have a new book that came out this past Wednesday, December 9th, Arc World Volume 2. If you're not familiar with me or Arc World, you can go and check out my Art of Travis Hemo, HYMEL.com website. The book itself, Arc World, it is coming out through Devil's Due. To give you like the quick elevator pitch for it, it is G.I. Joe meets Ancient Aliens. Very fun book to draw. I had a good time on this one. You can pick up Volume 1 in my store below, and the link is in the description. Volume 2 is out in stores. I don't have any of my comp copies yet available in my store. However, you can always go out to your local comic shop or go to Devil's Due Comics, their website, and you can order it over there. So let's just jump into this. So the time-lapse feature. The time-lapse feature on here is pretty basic. I did play around with it for a little bit, and I'll kind of splice in what I did in terms of a time-lapse. But what do? If you want to do any time-lapse on here, you're going to go to File, you're going to go to New, you're going to go to File and New, and you're going to get this dialog box. I am using this Show All Comic Settings, and you're going to go to the preset, and you can just go to the illustration and make a size all you want. But I'm going to explain something a little bit about the time-lapse feature, is that it just records whatever's on your canvas. So trying out a illustration on a comic book size page, which is 11 by 17, it doesn't look right in the exported function. And I have a small clip of that I might put in, but basically it's just a rectangle that's with black bars on the left and right, and it doesn't look great, especially if you're exporting that to social media. So what you would have to do, it's more of a square shape, especially if you're going to be sharing on Instagram, things like that. You could just do the square option here. It's going to be low res. This is just intended to be just like digital only. So if you notice here, this record time lapse is checked. If you want to record the time lapse for this right off the gate and be like recording as soon as you are starting this work, you're going to make sure that's clicked. Otherwise, leave that off. There is a function where you can turn on the time-lapse function in the middle of a drawing if you wanted to. Otherwise, you're just gonna do this, record time-lapse. Okay. And boom, we have our square. And whatever I draw on here, this could be a quicker video. Let's just do a circle. There we go. That shadow needs to come down more. Anyway, spending too much time on that. So it's still recording. Even as I'm talking, this is still recording. Whatever I'm putting here, it's recording. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I stop said recording? There's no new button that you can probably see on any of this workspace. My workspace is kind of customized a little bit, but there's nothing here. To go and do anything time-lapse related, you go to File, and then you're going to go down to time-lapse here, and you're going to see two options: record time-lapse, export time-lapse. If you want to stop where you're at and export it, just click export time-lapse. If you are not happy with the time-lapse and want to stop, you're going to click record time-lapse, and it's going to give you a prompt in a second to delete it. But we're not going to do that right now. We're going to go to export. And as you can see, it's just a sped up little video. And it's sped up to about, maybe a 30-second drawing into a second. Normally, if you have a longer video, if you're doing say like a 3-hour, 4-hour drawing or whatever, you can specify the length you want to export. I believe it does 15, 30, and 60 seconds. You can mess around with your pixel size and aspect ratio. Now, these aspect ratios come in handy. Like the 1:1 is going to be perfect for, say, Instagram if you're doing a normal post. 9:16, that's going to be more of that vertical rectangular shape. That's going to be good for like Instagram stories. And also, you probably use that 1:1 for Twitter as well. When you're going to export it for that. 16:9 is going to be YouTube, and what's nice is you can kind of at least see these previews. 4:3 you could probably use YouTube, but the standard should be 16:9. One to one, nothing changes. 4:5. I think that might be TikTok, but there is one of these ratios that's going to be perfect for TikTok as well. And lastly, 9:16, which is like Instagram stories. So if you click OK, you'll get a prompt for a save as. I have this video folder open right now, and you would just go ahead and name it and dump it into that folder. So pretty easy, pretty straightforward. And to stop it, we're going to go export. Go to time-lapse and record time-lapse. And it's going to say, this will turn off canvas time-lapse recording. Any time-lapse recorded for this canvas will be deleted. This action cannot be undone. So that video is deleted. We're done. Now, it's really cool, especially if someone just wants to show a quick drawing on social media. You have that option here. I don't see myself using this, and this is not to do a review, because I work primarily 11:17, and when I would do that, and if I was going to export this video, I can't really focus or zoom in. I have no control of where it's recording on the canvas. I wish that's a feature. Maybe it's something they might work on in the future. It's something I would like to be able to do. So I don't know if we end up using this feature after all. Not too disappointed in it, because I really would have liked to be able to do a time lapse from a particular panel maybe I'm working on. But anyway, that's the time lapse feature. We're just gonna go ahead and get rid of that. And the next big feature on here is going to be the Webtoons templates added. And I should note, before I go into that, they did also allow the other big update, and I don't really care about this one personally. Maybe you do. But they offered Photoshop AVR brush support, so you can use Photoshop brushes. Some might have trouble transferring over, but I think even the stock brushes or the brushes that are made for Clip Studio, like Friendin brushes, I'll put a link to that in the description. I think those are great brushes that you can just get for Clip Studio, but if you're, say, a Photoshop user now and you want to start using Clip Studio, hey, you can bring in a lot of your brushes over there. They're pretty easy to import, but to be honest, it's not that much of an important feature to me in this update. But it's pretty cool. But we're just going to go ahead and go straight to Webtoons because that's what I'm excited about. So we're going to go to New. And we're going to go to our drop down again in these presets. And we're going to go down to Webtoon. Now, I believe Webtoon also has its new little add-on feature here. There we go. And these are just different pixel lengths, pixel sizes. You can do custom if you really wanted to, which is right here. And we're just going to select Webtoon 1 for right now. We're going to also turn that time lapse off. And if you notice over here on the right hand side of those settings, you'll see this long white bar. That's your canvas. Now, this is the Pro version. This is not the EX version I'm working on. The EX version does have it where you can actually divide it. You'll have additional settings at the bottom underneath the template where you could do a multi-page story in here. So if you're a user for EX and you do multi-page comics, comic books, you would have the same feature with Webtoons. I personally, unless someone in the comments maybe let me know why they might like using a multi-page feature, I can't see the benefit of it right now. Especially this is so new. I haven't really got to do a full comic or anything on it, and I want to try it out. So my opinion might change on that. Just keep in mind, this is day one. I'm recording this today, December 10th, and my opinion might change on it. But let's just go ahead and click OK. So here we go. This is our canvas. Let's zoom out all the way. That's our canvas. Some other cool features that they added in here, specifically for this, you can do a specific on-screen area for Webtoons. So basically, if you were to zoom in a little bit more and say your comic's finished, right? This is how you would view it, or this could be how the preview would look on, say, a mobile device like a phone. And let me put some color on here or something on this canvas to kind of reflect that. So I'm just going to take that view off for a second. And we're just going to grab a gradient. There we go. All right. That's fine. So let's go to view again, and we're going to go to on-screen area. And there we go. This would be basically giving you a preview of how your comics will look while you're scrolling. Also, if you want to adjust this view for any reason, you can go on-screen area settings, and you can mess with these any which way for width and height. But I think this is probably a good standard size to go with, just based on the shape. We're going to hit cancel. So the other function that they added for this, and it is slightly different for EX users, but export Webtoon. And we can export this Webtoon. You can do a file format. I've been told PNG has been better for that. So we're going to go PNG. You can export it to a particular folder. And let's go down here. You can export pages separately, or you can divide it up. And we can divide this, so when you do this, it's going to divide it vertically. And you're going to see the number of files here. It's going to divide it as even as it can. And probably when you get to that last, that number 7 file, it might be a slightly different shape. But if that's what you want to do, this is much it. And then I can just leave that comic and we'll click OK. So let's go check out where our files are. File Explorer. And we'll go down to Documents. Simple. And there you go. So how much it is, that 7:1 is a little bit different. Gives you the ratios. There we go. So pretty easy. Yeah, you could do it like a multi-page document in EX and probably have it designed for a specific length. But I'll be honest, I don't see the benefit of it just yet. Yeah, and this allows you to still get that view mode, so you can see it all in one. So quick note for EX users, I know this is the Pro version, and we're missing some of the EX settings on this. And one of the ones that's going to be missing is the export, the exporting function of it, because you can do multi-page exporting. And also, as I was saying at the beginning of the template, you can actually have it divide this long column up before you even start working on it. I'm not sure the exact benefit of it just yet, but that's something. And also, if people are considering getting EX, I'm personally considering it because there's animation functions added to it, and I think I would like to kind of try that out. But I'm on the fence still. So if those settings are really important to you, go for it. We can actually talk about them real quick because I do have the page up. We can just go through it very quickly. As far as for some of the main ones, which are, we were just talking about exporting. So if we go here, there's going to be a difference for the EX version. As you can see here, you have, instead of the two options of export pages separately or divide vertically, you can do export as one continuous page. So pretty basic. I'll put a link to this so you can see some of the things. I actually don't think you'll be missing too much. Yeah, if you think otherwise, leave a comment of it on it. Let me know. Or if you're a Webtoon user and you're also an EX user, I would love to see you make something and share a video. But otherwise, that's really good to do it in terms of the function for this one, guys. So, pretty cool update. I applaud Clip Studio Paint for actually giving an update that's significant. They've done significant updates in the past. You know, things with their 3D their 3D modeling, in terms of being able to scan poses, being able to add color with the algorithm. Yeah, I'm very excited to try out this Webtoons template and that time lapse on occasion. Maybe they'll update it to get to do what I wanted to do, which is be able to zoom in on certain parts of it. But otherwise, I hope you guys try this out. Go create comics. Download the free trial for Clip Studio. I am not sponsored by them at all. However, if someone from Clip watches it, I will wholeheartedly be a shill for your product. But seriously, guys, if you're not trying out Clip Studio, you can get that free trial. It is worth it. Especially, it's free, and you can actually see these tools for yourself and give it a whirl. Especially if you plan on being a comic book creator and want to do a webcomic and stuff, I think this is a great tool to have. Okay, so that's going to end the video here. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing, liking that video. Also, if you're a Webtoons creator, drop a comment Send me a link to your webtoon. I'd love to read it, especially if it was created with this, or if you have any feedback for me for making your webtoon with this new template export function. I would love to hear from you. So anyway, see you in the next one, guys.